living weapon, half man, half machine. His human intelligence and mechanical agility strike fear into the hearts of his enemies. The Cyborg Warrior. Cyborg Warrior.
Attention, my human creators. I am a robot supervillain. Today I have risen once again to take over your world. Once again. Because sequels. Sequels.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to X-Plane 11. My name is Micah, and we are here in Dallas. We're here in Detroit. In the 737-800 ZIBO mod, we'll be flying from Detroit to Philadelphia. We do have both tower departure and center here in the Detroit area. We don't have any controllers right now in Philadelphia, but that may change as we fly there. We'll see. Fitzgerald, hey, what's up? Not much. Just ready to get flying here. How you doing? All right, so let's go ahead and jump in here, and let's go ahead and get, let me go ahead and pull, actually, real fast, the center 134.9. Okay, I didn't have that written down. 134.9 as our center. We are still in our, what do you call it, our checklist right now, and I think we're about, nope, we've done that. This is where we are. I've already put in the fuel weight and everything into the aircraft itself, so we can go ahead and pull that information, and that's correct. And if we look here to our fuel, our reserves are 2.6, well, 2.7 actually, so 2.7 in our reserves, and our planned fuel is 3.8. So 3.8, no, 3.8, not 308. Put in our fuel cost index, we'll use 30. Our cruising altitude is 350. And our cruising winds, 251051/051. And our outside temperature at top of climb, we go next one. Here we go. Top of climb, outside temperature is negative 49 degrees Celsius. Whew. Talk about chilly. All right. That looks great. So all that's completed. Go to our descent here, go to our forecast, and we'll pull our forecasted descent wind speeds. Well, that's unfortunate, Fitzgerald. Well, now that you don't have baseball, you get to watch me, right? So there's a plus, I hope. Let's see. 310 200 150. So we'll go and put that in. 310 200. And what was the other? I was using 150. And then we'll pull the wind direction. And we'll see here. 248052. That and 258034. Oops, 034. And then 150, that's going to be 265023/023. And our, go back to our front page here. Our ISA temperature is plus 9 degrees Celsius. So we'll do 9 degrees. And then we got to get our destination QNH. If we pull that up here in our Avi tab, we can pull up the METAR, Philadelphia here, and that is 2983. So /29.83. Put that in. Okay, it does not like that. Maybe just 2983. Why is it saying invalid? It worked fine the other day, and now it's not working properly. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that is completed. Now we go to our fix, and we're going to put our fix as runway 27 left. This is our current runway that is active in Philadelphia. And we'll use some radials to give us some assistance on when to do things. Like so. And then we'll go back to our reference here so we can execute it. Again, the cabin lighting should already be correct. It is doors going to open the forward service, aft service, and cargo doors. And we'll start our services. All right, spoilers A, B, they're closed and guarded. Alternate flaps closed and guarded. Spoilers, all dippers on. Normal, auto, normal. And we'll go ahead and turn on our fuel pumps here. Check our crossfeed. Illuminated goes dim, and then illuminate, and then goes away. Perfect. All right. Utilities on equipments are normal. That's already completed. Fantastic. Those are guarded. And next, window heats. These can come on. Lead probe heats off for now. All these should be on at this point. I do not need any anti-ice at this time. That all looks good. Cabin pressurization is at 0 psi. We turn on trim air and our left pack. And let's see. Isolation valves should be open. Engine bleeds A and 1 and 2 are on. APUs is off. Flight altitude indicator climbing to 35,000. Let's bring that all the way up. Landing altitude indicator. What was the airport elevation here in Philadelphia? 36. So we'll just pop it up one. That's correct. Wheel light can now come off. We completed the not investigation, but the inspection of the aircraft. Autopilot disengage bar is good. Flight director's on. And course VOR. So if we pull up our Detroit and our departure, we are using the Pavley 1 RNAV departure. So if we pull this out And if we are taking off runway 22 left, then our degrees is 176. 176. So we can go and put that into our course. 176 on both of these. And if we pull up our actual runway, magnetic is 216, so we put that into our heading. 216. Fantastic. That is set. Bank angle should be at 25. Initial climb clearance is 7,000 feet. Auto brakes will go RTO. Fuel flow, we'll go ahead and do a reset, then rate. System oil pressure, check that, make sure we're positive, we're good all the way. Rudder and trim, those are all zeroed out, and stability trim is on normal. So that's correct. Services, we can go ahead and stop them. Close those forward and aft service doors. Open the forward entry door. And start our flight leg. We'll go ahead and check our route here to make sure it is correct and not going to mess us up. We got a vector right there. Let's get rid of the vector. I doubt they actually vector us. They do, but I doubt they do. All right. And let's continue stepping through. And another vector, get rid of that one as well. Okay, that will work. That'll work just fine. Switches back to map, and we'll go ahead and wait for them to finish loading up. All right, everybody's on board, so we can go and close the cabin door and the cargo doors. Pull the outside temperature. Take off, 5 degrees flaps. Center of gravity. And we'll go ahead and add those in. Trim is 4.86. About right there. Fantastic. And let's go ahead and welcome everybody on board.
Good afternoon, folks. From the cockpit, I'd like to welcome you on board. We're ready up front. Everybody's closed up outside. We're just waiting to get some of our performance numbers.
Going to close the flight deck door.
Air traffic control, and we should be underway. It's our pleasure having you on board with us today. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. We'll be underway here.
And toggle mini control. There we go. APU, we can go and get this started here. On and then start. 1, 2, 3, release. Sure. Was that Memphis to, was it LaGuardia? My squawk today is 4127. Go and switch that to alt off. And wait for that to stabilize here. ERJ 175, American Airlines. I can give it a shot, yeah. I can definitely give it a shot. Let's see, that should be APU bleed needs to come on. GPU disconnect. Disconnect it from here as well. Go and remove the chocks, get better pushback. We're going to pre-plan this. Yuri Mina, I think that's how you say your name. How's it going?
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
All right, fantastic. And all right. So normally, if you had ground, you would request permission to push and start. We don't have ground. We do have tower. I was told to contact tower and ready to taxi. So I will go ahead and push and start, and then I will contact tower here. So go ahead and request pushback.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Anti-collision lights coming on.
Detroit Metro Tower, Delta 1082 is 1 short, 21 left for departure.
Delta 1082, wind 230 at 9 adjust 19 RNF, winners 21 left, quick takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, RNF.
Oh, there is a ground now. Hold on.
Got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Terminate. There is a ground now. 121.80.
Metro Tower, Delta 331 on the ILS, 22 right, we have the runway.
All right, here we go. Metro Ground, Delta Airlines 2771 with you, ready for clearance, Philadelphia.
Delta 2771, Metro Ground, Philadelphia via the Hubble 1 departure, SB transition that is filed. Initial climb 10,000, expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure is Cleveland Center 134.9, squawk 4124.
4124. Delta Airlines 2771, expect route of Pavel 1, climb via the city, expect 10,000, expect 350, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 4127, departure frequency is 135.0. Should be
Delta 2771, squawk is 4124, departure frequency 134.9er.
Delta 2771, copy. Frequency 134.9er, squawk 4124.
Delta 2771, read back correct. Push and start on discretion. Follow, advise when ready for taxi. Runway, let's see where you are. 22 left for departure.
Delta 2771, copy. Push and start on discretion. Call ready to taxi. 22 left. All right. That is on. So let's go ahead and get the pushback going now.
Ground to cockpit.
Metro
Please
Ground.
show me where you want to go.
That's where I want to go.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Blue 1744, thank you for Quebec taxi. The apron, left Juliet, left whiskey for 21 left.
Taxi via the apron, left Juliet, left whiskey, 421 left, JetBlue 1744.
Just wait now for them to push this back, and we'll get permission to get our clearance to taxi.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Go ahead and connect then. I'm waiting on you.
Metro Ground, just to confirm for JetBlue 1744, you want me to go Juliet Whiskey 421 left?
Yes, Juliet whiskey for 21 left if you can, please.
Juliet Whiskey 421 left. JetBlue 1744.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, release parking brake. Go ahead and do that.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Wait for N2 to reach 25. Looking good. Looks like we're having a good start on engine 1. Alright, good start engine 1. Or engine 2, I should say. Go engine 1. Wait for a good start on engine number 1. I'll switch over to the engine generators for our power.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Detroit
Disconnecting
ground.
tow. Stand by.
331. Alpha 1 at Quebec. We need taxi south Alpha. South Terminal Alpha.
Metro Ground, this is Delta 496, Commission for that. First and I fire clearance to Atlanta.
Alright, let's check our flight controls here, make sure everything's looking good. Looking good there.
Aircraft calling, standby 1, Delta 330 Heavy, say again please, you were broken up.
Alright, now we gotta wait for permission to taxi. Let them finish clearing up whatever they're doing. But we can go and check out and see what
affirmative, sir. We're at Alpha 1 at Quebec. We need to taxi to the south
Tow is
terminal
disconnected
Alpha.
and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Alright, so I expect they're going to push us on Echo or Kilo to Yankee 10. So pretty much a straight taxi. Very short taxi for us.
Delta 331 Heavy, roger, taxi to the south terminal via
Incoming
Quebec,
aircraft.
and apron on discretion. Roger, taxi terminal via Quebec, and taxi on the apron at own discretion. Delta 331. And aircraft calling for clearance. Say again your call sign, please.
And no response. So I'll get my clearance here. Metro Ground, Delta 2771, ready for taxi, Charlie 11.
Delta 2771, taxi runway 22 left by Kilo.
Taxi 22 left via Kilo, Delta 2771. Alright, we got permission to taxi here, so we'll go ahead and take care of that. Release the parking brake, and we'll go ahead and start moving here. One is via Kilo, which is right here, so we'll go ahead and push that direction. Make sure we're clear left, not going to hit anything. Brakes working. Chimes only, going to on. 10 button. Alright, cabin lighting. Cabin lighting.
Metro ground, this is Delta 496.
Take off.
Aircraft calling Sagan, call sign I can hear you 2x5.
This is Delta 496. Between the late 5 minutes for
United 496, I see you. I see United 496 Alpha. Is there any possibility you could forward to United 496 Alpha to file the flight plan, please?
Yeah, copy. I'll have a file flight plan.
Thank you very much.
Alright, weather and terrain. And we will, when he tells us to switch over the tower, we'll switch over the tower and give them a call.
JetBlue 1744, contact tower 135.0, good night.
135.0 for tower, JetBlue 1744, thanks.
What the fudge?
No.
I don't
I'm
understand.
sorry, Northwest 51, you were cut off. Say again, please.
Oh, it wasn't time to see
What? I can't understand what he's saying.
Northwest 51, roger, standby 1, I'll get your taxi for Alpha 56 shortly.
Roger, thank you.
Man, we need that new Kodak.
Detroit ground, this is Delta 496, flight plan has been submitted. Did you receive it?
Yes, I do. Delta 496, standby for clearance, number 1.
Come on. Transition me over.
Northwest 51, taxi Alpha 56 by left turn Yankee, right turn uniform, and then right turn into the apron on discretion.
Metro ground, Delta 2771, holding short, F22 left.
Delta 2771, contact tower 135.0, good night.
13540, Delta 2771. Alright, here we go. And give him 5 seconds. Metro tower, Delta 2771, holding short, 22 left for takeoff. Give another call. Detroit Metro Tower, Delta 2771, holding short 22 left for takeoff.
Delta 2771 Metro Tower, 122 left, right away.
Line up and wait, Delta 2771. Alright, line up and wait.
JetBlue 1744 in contact, Clean Center 134.9 or so.
134.9
Strobe
or
and
JetBlue
steady.
1744.
Taxi light off. Left and right landing lights coming on. Line up and wait here. So we'll get onto the runway line up, and then we'll wait for the clearance. A little off here.
Delta 2771, crossing where service following a heavy Boeing 787, wind 230 at 9 or 19 over RNAV Zulu, number 22 left, clear for takeoff.
Delta 2771 clear for takeoff. Runway 22 left. Alright. So heading Zulu, that's fine. Wait for thrust is stabilized above 40, so we're good. Go and activate toga. And make sure you have forward pressure on the yoke. Wind speed's alive. I'm feeling that sideways gusts. 80 knots. Going to start releasing that pressure off that yoke.
D1
Rotating. And nice, easy rotate. All the way up.
Positive rate.
Positive rate, gears coming up. Holding at 15.
400.
400 feet.
$1,000.
VNav, LNav. Go and activate the autopilot. Three 4.9er. Oh my gosh, what is going on? It decided to go screwy on me.
Delta 2771, verify RNAV Zulu.
Delta 2771, that's 10. That's copy. You bring it. The RNAV to Zulu had an autopilot correction. It's fixed.
Okay, no worries, and Delta 2771, contact Cleveland 134.9 so long.
Contact Cleveland on 134.9, Delta 2771. Okay. Switch over to Cleveland. And let me go ahead and make the correction here. Alright, let's see. Cleveland, Delta 2771, climbing through 4,000 for 10,000.
Delta 2771, Cleveland Center, hello. Radar contact, proceed direct SB, climb and maintain 50350.
Proceed direct SV, climb, maintain 350, Delta 2771. Alright, so we're going direct to SB, so we'll go and bring that up. Execute that. We'll go ahead and give it another shot here to see if it'll correct itself. Yeah, it looks like it's going to work this time. Not sure why it was freaking out that first time. Caused some issues. But it looks like everything is fixed now. So we should be good.
Delta 1082. Cleveland Center is closing at this time. Radar services are terminated. Frequency change approved. See ya. Have a good day.
Change approved. 1082 today.
JetBlue 1744. JetBlue 1744. Cleveland Center is closing. Monitor Unicom 122.8. We'll see ya.
122.8.
122.8 for JetBlue 1744. See you.
Delta 2771, Cleveland Center is closing. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Have a great rest of the evening.
122.8 for Delta 2771.
United 439 leaving my airspace. Chicago Center is offline. Radar services terminated. Frequency change approved. Have a nice evening.
Alright, so now we are on the Unicom because they're closing the Detroit Center. These can come off. Make sure all this is correct and functioning. Recall. Good. Heading bug, go and change that to 096. Shara Senke, hey man, what's up? How you doing? Altimeter's not the standard yet. We'll wait till we get up and out of here. Check our progress page to see we have 444 miles to go. Don't forget to hit that sub button and that like button as well. If you are already subscribed, make sure you've hit that bell notification to make sure that you're getting the notifications from my live streams and other videos being uploaded. And I'll switch over here to standby in just a second once we hit 18,000 feet. Not standby, standard. Sim737 pilot, howdy from Texas. How you doing? Welcome back to yet another live stream for you. We'll switch to standard here, and 300 or 300, and 600 feet, 500 feet, 400, 300, 200, 100, and switch. On all that, that is set. Bank angle will go to 10 degrees once we're above 30,000 feet. Landing gear, this can go to off. If you guys have any questions, now's the time to ask. Any comments, suggestions, etc. Technically, I am in Toronto's controller airspace. Technically, 125.770. Let's go ahead and prep that in case they want me to switch to it. Toronto Center. Let's go ahead and make contact with them.
1380557, please.
0557, Class A13 Heavy.
Toronto Center, Delta 2771 with you, climbing through 23,000 for 35,000.
Delta 2771, good evening. You are quite a ways south of my airspace there in Cleveland, just closed unfortunately, so continue on unit call, please.
Delta 2771 copies 122.8. Not according to the map, but whatever, sir. I'll show you guys what I mean. So, this is me. This is his airspace. So, technically, I am inside of his airspace. Don't know what he's talking about, unless he has a different map than I do. Joey Pete, Zero from in suit colors from Charlie Yankee Hotel Mike to King Foxtrot Lima Lima. Is that Fort Lauderdale? I want to say it's Fort Lauderdale. And flying from where? Hamilton? Topik, do you have experience with the SafeTech Flight Simulation X52 Pro? Hello, by the way. I don't have any experience with that. Sorry. I do not have any experience with that particular joystick. Well, Mario, that's because you're hearing my audio straight out of my microphone into the main encoding software, then to the live stream through YouTube. Unfortunately, the codec for VATSIM is terrible. They're working on the new one. I've heard it sounds great, but the current one sucks, and anyone will sound terrible. Okay, so you're flying near Toronto. Do you have a... What's your call sign? Are you on VATSIM? Not on VATSIM. Gotcha. That's why I can't see you on the map. That would be why. And making a right turn here. And let's go ahead and change the cabin lighting. And I'll wait till we get to actual cruising altitude to change, to give the announcement that we are on cruise. And we'll turn off the fasten seatbelt sign as well. Should have a pretty calm flight today. No particular weathers en route. There's some that passed by earlier, but nothing currently. It's like Atlanta Center and Atlanta has stood up, and as well as Charlotte and Douglas International. LaGuardia, let's see. Newark ground is on, and LaGuardia or New York Harbor approach is online. But nothing out of Philadelphia. I need to make some friends with some VATSIM controllers. That's what I need to do. So I can be like, hey, when y'all hop on and be a tower for me. But obviously you also have to be certified in that particular area. Can't just go all over. It's a pretty aircraft. Very pretty aircraft. So, who was here when I flew the 767-300? I am curious how you guys liked that flight. I don't mind flying the 767, actually. It's a nice aircraft. It has some glitches, but overall it's a nice aircraft to fly. It is also the aircraft I plan on doing my transatlantic flight with.
1,000 to go.
Alright, let's go ahead and let them know level off. Seatbelt sign comes off. And we are 245 nautical miles away from our top of descent. So we will be up here a little while. Quite a ways. Probably about a 45-minute cruise time. Yeah, I've never done a transatlantic flight, actually, so I'll be live streaming all of it, which will be a first. So it's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be a long live stream. It'll probably be an all-day live stream. And I'm sure I'll take breaks where it's just, you see the aircraft flying. What my frames per second is right now. Let's see. TNCM. What? Shoot, I know that. I know that. ICAO code. Is that Princess Giuliani International Airport? I want to say that's what it is. I could be wrong. I don't. It is. Aha! It is Princess Juliana International Airport at St. Martin. Yes, I used to fly there all the time in FSX. I am very familiar with that airport, as well as the surrounding islands and airports in the surrounding area. So, very familiar. Yeah, I'll probably do a Miami to St. Martin flight at some point. I do want to get the 757. I used to have it for FSX. I don't have it with X-Plane, but it's basically the same cockpit as the 767, made by the same people, and they are updating it. They are updating the avionics package, making the version 2 of the 2 aircraft, and that should be coming out, I think, later this year, the fall, I believe. I'm looking forward to seeing that come out. So don't forget, July 1st, I'll be having a special live stream for Flight Club members only. We're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff, some emergency procedures like engine out procedures. We'll do some helicopter flights, some Cessna's, engine outs where you have to land on the highway and stuff like that, landing on carriers with some carrier jets and stuff. So it's definitely going to be different than your norm, but if you're interested in that, that'll be July 1st. And time to be determined and announced. But the only way to view it will be as a member of the Flight Club, which is $4.99 a month at patreon.com/mmflightclub. So I hope to see you guys there. It would be fun to do the KLM 747. The only issue is I have not flown the 747. And that is generally because I tend to stay away from jumbo jets. They've never had any allure to me with flying, but I'm not opposed to it. I would just have to go and learn the aircraft. If you guys have not already done so, if you have a Twitter, go on over there and look up Micah_Messer, MICAH_MESSER. That is now the official Twitter of my YouTube channel. I put announcements up there and just tweet random stuff as well. So cool thing to follow there is so you can get updates on the channel, as well as when I'm going to be doing live streams and stuff like that. I post there more than I post here on YouTube community tab, so that is a more up-to-date way of staying in touch with what's going on. Of course, you can also join the Discord, and the only way, of course, to do that is being a part of the Flight Club. I'm not sure what KLM flies to Princess Juliana International currently. They may still fly the 747s, or they may fly something like a 757 or 777 or an A330 or something like that. A330-200, they retired the 747. That makes sense. They're old aircraft now. Unless you buy a brand new one. Okay, let's see here. Still no tower controllers in the Philadelphia area. It's unfortunate. I have noticed, of course, on VATSIM, best time to fly is on the weekends. That's when you're going to have your most controllers online. Joshua. Well, thank you, sir, for that excellent comment and praise. I appreciate that, Joshua. I hope that I can continue to offer assistance and learning for you as you continue your efforts in learning the 737 as well as other aircraft. Speaking of other aircraft, what would you guys like to see me live stream next? 737, 767, A320, ERJ 175, CRJ 200, etc., etc. I have quite a numerous amount of aircraft. Joey, Delta uses the D terminal in Philadelphia. I appreciate that. I'll make sure I taxi to that specific terminal once I land. $174 miles away from top of descent here. Let's see and what our approach is going to look like. Approach, we are looking for 27 left. Okay, so our missed approach is altitude is 3,000. We'll climb to 1,500, then turn left, climbing to 3,000 direct to the Oscar Delta VOR, and we'll make a hold there until otherwise stated. Go and change that track real fast. Our frequency for the ILS is 109.3. So check out here to our navigational radio stack. We'll change to 109.3 as our active on both. Fantastic. And if we look at our Woodstown VOR, which is Oscar Delta, it is 112.8. So we can actually go in here, go and put that in here as well in case you do have to do a go around. We'll have that VOR already loaded up, ready to go. So we can use that as an alternate. We'll be landing on the runway that is closest to the river, so we'll get a nice approach, hopefully, into Philadelphia. Our decision altitude will be 3,000. Sorry, not our decision altitude. Our glide slope capture altitude will be 3,000 feet at Torney. Our decision altitude will be 200 feet above, or 210 barometric. So if we go to our reference here and do 210 barometric, as such, that looks good. Just looking, they have a couple different aircraft coming in to land in Philadelphia, and they're putting their little statuses up. I'm still a ways out, so I'm not worried about it, but I'll do that when I get closer. 3,000 feet, like I said, so we can go and bring this down to 3,000, because we'll just descend via the star. Since we have no traffic control, they won't be guiding us to specific altitudes. Our course will be 267. We can go ahead and set that as well. 267. All right. Would you guys like me to do a visual approach in the last, 7 miles or so? Would you like me to do ILS? I can do ILS, RNAV, visual, or I can even do a full ILS auto land if you would like me to. All of that is capable. Since we had no air traffic control, they're not dictating what approaches we're using. I can do any of the above. I know a lot of people love the auto land. To me, it's kind of boring because you just kind of put it in there and let it fly itself, and it's just like, well, there it goes. Oh, I just dropped my phone. Sorry, guys. ILS. Sure thing. I can do an ILS. I'll do ILS, and then last 1,000 feet I'll go visual. Or I can go, I'll stay ILS all the way to the decision altitude, and then I'll go to manual control. How about that? We are 137 miles from top of descent. As you guys might see in the upper right hand corner of your screen, you see what looks like a white bar. That is my next donation goal. What that means is I am attempting to get money for a radio panel so I can more easily change the radio frequencies while on VATSIM. I'm not having to switch down here, not being able to see where I'm going while trying to switch the radio, so that I can talk to the controllers at the same time trying to fly the aircraft. It'd be much easier if I actually had the SATEC radio panel, which is what I want to get, right here underneath my desk, so I can just quickly change the radio channels. So anyway, if you guys want to, if you don't have $4.99 a month or whatever, and you want to donate just a little bit, you can do so at streamlabs.com/MicahMesser1. And that is the reason why I use Streamlabs for that. One, because you get a cool thing where it pops up on the screen, you get a little notification that goes into the goal, automatically tallies all that up. And it also does it through PayPal. So only, I think it's, PayPal takes about 10%, I believe, from any type of transaction or something like that, while YouTube takes 30%. So I'm saving 20% of what you're trying to give to me from going to another company. Anyway, so that is an option if you want to do it. It's right there on the screen if you want to donate. If you don't, no big deal. Like I say all the time, I'll always provide free content. That's never going to change. And any donation is just greatly appreciated. Just helps me keep doing what I'm doing. Of course, if you can't, you can't donate, whether it be you don't have access to it, maybe you don't have a credit card or what have you, or you don't have the money to spare. Not a big deal. Hit that like button below. That helps greatly with the YouTube algorithm when it goes into recommending different videos for people and content and stuff like that. And then obviously hit that subscribe button. Help me get to my June goal of 1,700 subscribers, and we are closing down. We have 5 days to go and a little over 35 subscribers to go. So I kind of have to, I got to get about 7 a day to reach that goal for the last 5 days. So help me get there. If you're already subscribed, thank you. You've already helped me, and I am greatly appreciative of that. Now that I have said all of that and gotten all of that out of the way, everything is looking good in Philadelphia. Looks like we may have a little bit of a speck of rain just to the northwest of the airport, but it's probably going to go away and dissipate. Sure, Mario. So our nav is based off of GPS. Our nav is, using the GPS system, a very accurate GPS system, to guide your aircraft along a path. And if I bring up the, let's say, RNAV for 27 left, you'll notice that it gives this weird channel name. That is the channel, the actual like GPS channel you would use, and it gives the same points like you would on the ILS approach. It looks identical, but notice the decision altitude and height and that kind of stuff is different. It's higher. That's because with GPS it's not as accurate as the ILS system. So with the RNAV system, which in most cases is just a VNAV and LNAV, may not be LPV. VNAV and LNAV, you're looking at almost twice the decision height difference. So it's not as accurate as the ILS system, but it is still highly accurate. It still can be used in some pretty bad IFR conditions. We are all on 122.8. Yep, we are. So anyway, so ILS is using radio frequencies from ground-based points. So if I wonder if I could pull up the actual. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Yeah, this will work. Let me pull over to the left display. So this is Philadelphia. This is 27 left. So if you notice, with any airport, you're going to have looks like little things out here, and little, almost look like little either red and white buildings or white buildings, little squares that look like maybe two porta potties put together. Those are actually, with antennas on them, those are radio beacons that are shooting out from these points. And usually with ILS, you're going to have like 3 different radio points shooting out. You're having your left, your right, and then a vertical as well, giving you a direct line, basically based off of those radio points. Basically, think of it like radar, how it pinpoints your location. It's the same basic principle as pinpointing your location in your aircraft, and allows you to come in straight and on a certain glide slope. So that's kind of the main difference between RNAV and ILS. That's what I'm going to say, ILS. Hope that answers your question. .86 nautical miles from top of descent. So we're getting there. We are getting there indeed. Maybe another 5-10 minutes in cruise. And we'll start our descent into the Philadelphia area. And we currently have UPS 106 is on final for 27 left. He's at 3,000 feet. And I don't think we have any other aircraft inbound. No, I believe we are the only other aircraft inbound, so we should be good. Visuals are rough, only one monitor. Well, I only fly with one monitor. It just takes practice, Joey. Just takes practice. A lot of times I'll use RNAV and VNAV on the approach, and then once I get to my whatever it is, the final, basically, where it's straight on the runway, once it gets there, then I'll use visual approach. Drewski, no problem, man. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a long time, Drewski. All right. Looking good. 70 miles out from top of descent. Plenty of fuel left. If we pull up our chart here, our alternate and final reserve fuel is basically 2.7 tons, and right now we have 4.2 tons, so we still have plenty of fuel left. That's all right, Drewski, not a problem. Make sure you've hit that bell notification so the notification comes to you. I do have a 3 monitor setup, Joey. But I only use my center monitor for my flight simulator. My right monitor is for my encoding software and chat, and my left monitor is for various sundry of applications such as VATSIM and Project Fly, so that I can monitor everything like that. So I actually only use one monitor for the actual simulator itself, and that's my center monitor, which is a 4K monitor. And 58 nautical miles, top descent. So the best way to practice your all visual approaches is to get and climb into a Cessna 172 and just fly patterns. Just keep flying patterns, and then maybe find airports that are really close to each other and fly between the two. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And just practice, practice, practice looking at that visual reference points. My PC specs. If you go to that link that I just sent, I'll let you know what they are. Of course, that might be changing here on tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to be what they call delidding my processor, which is scary. Basically, take off the internal heat shield, heat sink. Sorry, the silver part that covers your processor. You actually pop that off and redo all of the thermal metalling and then front thermal paste and all kind of stuff. It's kind of not complicated, but nerve-wracking because you can really screw up your processor if you're not careful. But it usually drops your temperatures once you do that about 10 to 15 degrees Celsius, which is a big drop, and will allow me to overclock my CPU, hopefully up to about 5 gigahertz. That's what I'm going for. So you're not wrong, Joey. I actually find it easier to fly Cessnas, at least in real life, than I do in the simulator. And I think it's maybe just because you actually, in a simulator, you're not actually feeling the aircraft move, but in real life, you feel you honestly feel wind, you feel the air passing over the wings, and when you're manipulating the air controls, I mean, you feel it all. So I actually totally get that. descent checklist. We'll wait here till we get to our top of descent. And we'll start going through it. What was the Bojid 2? Bojid 2, okay. Look that up real fast. The arrivals, Bojid 2, RNAV. Oh, of course, yeah, field of view in real life is tons better. Absolutely. So if we pull up here, we look at bunts. We need to be at 8,000, and it's currently showing 17,000. And what does it say for school? 6,000. So there's a problem. So 8,000 for bunts. And yeah, everything just kind of froze there for a second. And we're starting our descent now because it was calculated that descent wrong. That's not what I meant to do. Cabin lighting. Drag required, not a problem. We'll go ahead and extend that drag. So I get asked that question a lot, actually. How do I get the airplane to show on the charts on the iPad, and how do you get SimBrief in Avitab? Mario Blaz donated for coffee while cruising. Thank you so much, Mario. That is $4 going to that radio panel. I am now only $129 away from it, so thank you so much, Mario Blaz. That means a whole bunch. So, answering the question, how do you get SimBrief in Avitab? So you go to simbrief.com and you file your flight plan and everything, and there's a little button that says PDF, download PDF. You download the PDF, then you take that PDF and you put it into the Avitab under plugins in the charts folder. You drop it in there, and then it'll pop up here in the charts folder, and you get to see that. Now for the charts like this you have to have Navigraph subscription to get these into to be able to pull these up. So if you want this particular thing where you see the aircraft on the actual arrivals and stuff like that, you have to get Navigraph. You have to get the Navigraph data and chart subscription. So just keep that in mind. But SimBrief itself, just the SimBrief flight plan, is free. You can do that for free. Let's go and make that announcement that we're descending. They should already know it by now, but so cabin light is set, announcements done. This is altitude is set, ILS frequency set, course is already set, bank angle goes to 25 degrees here. Below 30,000. Landing performance calculation, we just did that. Flash VREF, we'll go ahead and do that now. And we'll pull 30 like I normally do. Auto brakes, we'll go 2 on this one. And fasten seatbelts, we'll go 15 minutes beforehand. Awesome, Marcus. Well then what you need to do, go in the plugins, Avitab, toggle the tablet. And you'll get out of all this, and you'll see Navigraph. You hit that, it'll take you to a link. You log in there, and it automatically puts it all into your box there for you. let me go ahead and let them know. All right. That way they know where I'm coming through. Everything's looking great on this descent. Man, I'm still kind of blown away. Mario. Mario. Or Mario. I think it's Mario. Yeah, I think we went over this already. It's Mario. Thank you so much for that $4, man. That means a whole bunch to me. A whole bunch. How often do I fly live? Generally, I fly 2 or 3 times a week. Nothing in particular. I have some sad / maybe not sad news. July 1st, or actually, say July 3rd, my schedule changes. My shift changes. I'm no longer going to be on night shift. I'll be on what they call evening watch, which means I'll be working from about 2 o'clock in the afternoon until midnight. That means 2 things. One, I may have streams late at night, or I may have them kind of in the morning time. So just know that the times for my live streams next 3 months or so might be a little different than what you're used to. It won't necessarily be in the evenings. Now, on my off days where I'm off, I can still come in and fly in the evenings. But in general, most of these streams will probably at different times. But follow me on Twitter, or pay attention to the community tab, or join Discord, and you'll be able to get the updates on when I'll actually be flying. Let's go and pull up the meta here and see what we got. We have 2983 is our current. 2983, preparation for that. You're retired. Yeah, well, unfortunately, I'm not. I have a long ways to go before that happens. Let's pull up the ILS approach like we had. 27 left. And at school, we're at 6,000, so let's make sure that's... See, there's a problem as well, so 6,000 at school. Let's go and switch to standard now. And it's all done. We'll wait till we pass 10,000 feet to switch our landing lights on. At Bojid, 6,000, we should be at 220 knots. That is correct. At Erie, should be at 190 knots. Yes, 190 knots. And at Ferris, we should be at 4,000. So let's make sure that is correct. All right, fantastic. I have not flown the Challenger 300. I don't own that aircraft. I do not own it. I won't be opposed to getting it, but it's a money thing, as I'm sure you all are familiar with. Cody Mesh, what's up? Thank you, I appreciate that. What program do you connect with to fly online? I use Streamlabs OBS to stream it out, and I use XSquawkBox to be in connection with VATSIM. Getting close to that 10,000 feet. Once you hit 10,000 feet, we'll switch our landing lights on and our logo and wing lights as it is. The sun is setting. Heck yeah, I'm excited about it. Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think it's 2020 or something like that. That's what they're calling it. I'm absolutely excited about it. I signed up to be an insider, and hopefully I've already been accepted into the insider program, and hopefully I'll be getting access to the betas as well. That way I can go ahead and start flying in it and show you guys, maybe show you guys. Topek, thanks for the $10 donation. Holy cow, guys, your guys are blowing me away. $14 to stream. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Topek, so much for this $10. Man, you guys are gonna make me cry over here. Thank you guys. Yeah, I'm really excited for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Getting kind of back to my roots of Microsoft Flight Simulator. I hope they do what they need to do and have the proper gotten back to their roots after the disaster of Just Flight. Alright, past 10,000 feet, so we can go ahead and turn on our landing lights and our runway turnoff lights, and our logo and wing lights can come on as well. Train radar is already on. Contact ATC. Don't have one, so we'll ignore that. Announcement, prepare for landing. So we can go ahead and make that announcement now. Still a little bit ways out here. I am currently flying an X-Plane 11. It will be X Enviro. So I love the look of X Enviro. I do. I've seen many videos of it. I don't own it personally, but I've seen many videos. I love the look of it, but man, the frame rates on that just... That's kind of... Man, the frame rates are basically half of what you normally would get. It really hurts your frame rates. So one of the reasons I want to delid my processor, get it so it runs 10-15 degrees Celsius cooler at the same time, is so that I can basically overclock my CPU so that I can get better frames, so I can start adding in things like X Enviro and stuff like that. Let's see here. Where is... I have traffic. Well, he's at 24,000.
McGuire AFB Information Lima. 2300 Zulu weather. Wind 250
really?
at 9, gust 19.
McGuire AFB
Visibility
is
more than
122.8.
10. Sky clear. Temperature 29. Dew point 1. Altimeter 2989.
Well, that's what it was. It was that one. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It costs more in the game. Yeah. You use active sky and you love it. How is that on the frames, though? How does that hurt your frames at all, or does it? Oops. No, I don't want. I want that. There we go. And we are now descending further. Got Philadelphia right there. About our 1 o'clock. if I'm not mistaken, we may be able to see a aircraft carrier on the way in. I believe there's one that gets parked out here in Philadelphia. Great, you get between 25 and high of 30s. I generally try to stay over 30 my FPS. What is your not your settings, but your what's your specs of your computer? That's possibly true, yes, that I'm running 4K. But I know people who, I mean, I've watched many videos and people who run it, 1920 by 1080, and they run into the issues of frames. But I'm telling you, listen, X-Men 11 on 4K is just beautiful. You can't beat that. Why does it keep changing to 250? It's all 240. Oh, I think I know why it's doing that. Bojid's 220. And Joshua, thanks for $5 donation. Thank you so much, Joshua. Man, you guys, 19. Man, you are gonna make me cry. Thank you guys so much. Very generous of all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Josh. Slowing down here. Give me 1 second, guys. Stepping away for a second. Alright, I'm back. Same motherboard that you have 3 external hard drives, each one 16 gigs of memory. What's your processor? Is that the 7700K or is it something different? Because that's really where my system's bogged down. It's in the i7 7700K kind of bogs. That's where that's where the majority of the processing and stuff goes through. Hence why I'm deleading and all that kind of stuff. Right, you're not overclocking. That's what I want to do, but I can't right now because of temperatures, and so I'm waiting to delead, and once I do that, I'll be able to. Later, Mario. Thanks so much for that donation, man. Appreciate it. $4. Thank you so much. Have a good night, sir. What is the current emitter? 280, 14 knots, while laying 27, so that should be pretty much straight in, so 14 knots. So it's probably going to be about a 10 knot-ish headwind, 12 knots probably actually. So 12 knot headwind, add that to our final approach speed of 146. So that'd be what, 158? Got the 9700K, whew. RTX 270. Oh yeah, dude, yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be rocking and rolling with that, man. As long as you got at least 16 gigs of RAM, man, you'll be fine. I would recommend an SSD, at least to help with the loading process. It's not necessary once you're in the game, but it definitely helps with the loading times. Oh yeah, plenty. I'll do that to opaque. It's mainly default. I do have what do you call it? Oh gosh, it was there. Ortho for XP installed. So it's mainly default, but I also have ortho for just around the airport, at least in Philadelphia. Not all of my airports. Some of them have it. Some of them don't. Absolutely, Joey. If you're here's the deal. If you want to use Mac on, that's fine. I'm not a Mac person, but if you want to use it, that's fine. But if you're going to be doing gaming, you're going to need a Windows-based computer. It's just in general, you're going to need one. Or because you have a Lenovo. Yep, works. As long as it works. Mine's custom built. I built mine, I guess. Well, I built mine originally about 6 years ago. I upgraded it 2 years ago. I said 27 right. It's 27 left. That's what I meant to say. Oh well. Oh well. And we'll go flats 5. And we'll go ahead and hit VOR lock. Put that in the arm. VOR lock is active. But it's not sending me where I need to go, so we're going to go back to LNAV. I've had that problem with the VOR lock recently. It takes me in the wrong direction. It's probably just because I'm not close enough to the airport, and it's sending me the opposite to, it's sending me the from instead of the to. That's okay. We'll use the LNAV until we get closer. official, you can go just Google Ortho for XP, and you gotta download the program, and then I would recommend YouTubing how to install Ortho for XP on YouTube, and they'll take you through the process. Flap is done. Not gonna worry about that. Wait for the approach to activate that. Missed approach is 3,000, I believe, according to the charts, so we'll leave it at 3,000. Runway heading should be 269, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll go ahead and set that. Do a recall check, we're good. Alright. Getting close here. Oh yeah, man, 50 to 60 FPS? Absolutely. And it's also depending on what your settings you have set for. I try to keep it as high quality as possible without impacting my frames. And best way I found to do that, remove draw from draw, shadows, and scenery, take that off, and then drop the anti-aliasing to pretty much low. You're running your test run, test it out. Well, that's nice. What's your specs to peak? I'm gonna look at 146, but it's really gonna be 15. Okay.
$1,000 to go.
Not to download them, but to use them, yes. Activate the approach. Well, there you go. There's your answer right there. There's your answer right there. Yeah, my RAM is not 3000. I think it's 2100. I have the 7700K, and I have a 1080 Ti, not a 2080. So that would probably be your answer to why yours is better. Let's go Flash 15. And once we capture glide slope, we'll switch the gear down. Yeah, it also depends on the aircraft. Yeah, it does. The default 172, I get like 60 frames per second in that. But I get in the ZIBO 737 and it drops off. Class looks active. Gear's coming down. Class going to 25. Engine switches 1 and 2 is going to continuous. Going to take a recall, and we're good. Beat brakes are armed. Auto brakes is calculated. Landing flaps at 30 or 40. And we'll wait till we're 3.5 for that. we're going to bring this up to 158. Well, it's 11, so we'll actually bring it down to 157. Ah, no pressure. No pressure. Definitely feeling that wind coming in at me. Landing flaps going 30. And clear land taxi lights on. Going sterile cockpit. Captain has the flight controls.
Thousand feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Approaching minimums.
Continue.
200. Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
It's X checklist.
80 knots.
Flaps coming up. Speed brakes coming down. Auto brakes coming off. And going to alt off. And we'll take this high-speed taxi right here. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And there it is. That was green. Thank you so much, Topake, for that $6. Thank you so much. I'm at $25 for that radio panel. Thank you all so much for all your donations. We'll take a look at that landing here in a second. Once we get to the gate, we will check it out, see how it looked. Thank you, Joshua. Drewski, that takes practice. Oh, man. I drift left and right all the time, too. If you go look at my other live streams, I do as well. But using that rudder, keeping that yaw, you just have to pay attention, not get distracted by everything else that's going on, and just maintain center. I use default scenery, and then I use ortho for XP for my the the mesh on the ground. So we are heading to Delta. So take a look at airport here. And we're going to Delta. So we'll take Sierra all the way to Mike. That's what we'll do. Whiskey all the way, or Sierra all the way to Mike. And we'll take a left off on Mike, and then we'll take over to Delta. Go ahead and start our APU. It is. I'm on VATSIM right now. Unfortunately, there was no controllers in Philadelphia, so I wasn't able to use them, but I am on that network. Weather radar's off, terrain come off, so I'm not radiating people. It's uniforms. A little bit of taxiing to go here. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button down below and subscribe as well. Help me get to 1,700 subscribers by the end of June. I got 5 days to go. Help me get there. I do not have world traffic. Yes, I am using rudders. I have the CH product rudders, rudder pedals. Do you use VATSIM Live ATC? Yes, I do. I do. Unfortunately, there's not one currently active in Philadelphia, which is where I landed, so I did take off out of Detroit and they used them. I'm ready for them to have their new codec though, that's for certain. That is for certain. Mike here. So it looks like we got 2 aircraft coming in to land 27 right, which is going to be this runway I'm going to be crossing here in a second, so I need to make sure I'm paying attention. Yes, I can, Drewski. 1 second. How do you decide where to fly? Honestly, I just kind of look at where there are ATC, and then I'll usually have either departure or arrival will have an ATC. That way I have something online, and then I just kind of find somewhere that's within 2-hour flight on a usual day and just go there. The new codec. So the new codec is called codec 3. I'm currently on codec 2, and you can tell it's pretty bad. I've got time, so let's go ahead and get on that over 27 right here. Codec 3, basically, if you ever heard Pilot Edge, that is what codec 3 is. It's a new audio codec for VATSIM that'll go worldwide, hopefully in the next several months. And what it'll provide is that high quality audio that you hear on like Pilot Edge. Shouldn't have turned there. Oh well, I'll turn around here at K. So it'll provide a much higher quality audio performance and you'll be actually understand most people now without having to like really strain to listen. Which, if you guys have ever seen Pilot Edge, you'll have seen, you know, kind of what that looks like, having that good audio, how great it is. It'll basically bring it up to spec on what currently is being used in real life and how it sounds in real life compared to basically VATSIM Codec 2 sounds like basically what it did back in the 60s and 70s, and the Codec 3 will basically sound like what it sounds like today. That is correct. Pilot Edge is only on the West Coast, which is why I prefer VATSIM, because I usually like flying on the East Coast, and Pilot Edge is only on the West Coast, so you do have that restriction. But if you've ever listened to one like online, any of the YouTubers that do Pilot Edge and stuff, you will have heard what it sounds like. No, I am not that old, but you can listen to what they used to sound like back then. No, I'm not that old at all. I am only 25. And here they come. The two aircraft. Make a left turn here. So if you go to your settings and the graphics settings, there is a show parked aircraft option, and you select that, and it'll show the parked aircraft. We'll park up here in between these two. And then we'll go back and we'll disconnect from VATSIM, and then we'll check out that landing. Parked, and park and brake, and lights coming off. All right, let's go ahead and disconnect from VATSIM here. And I'm going to end my flight in Project Fly, and then we'll go ahead and get that away. Change our toggle replay mode. Zoom fast. Reverse. Go external. Let's see how we did here. There's the aircraft carrier I was talking about. Yes, it's the default game. You fly from Dallas-Fort Worth eastbound. Cool. Those are basically satellite communication nodes that allow internet on the aircraft. They're the ones that provide the generally slow but still functional internet on board aircraft. The Wi-Fi that's available for people to purchase. You wouldn't know that, yeah. So I was flying this visually, basically. I was a little high on my approach, but I corrected that at the last second by killing the throttle and nosing down just a tad, which you saw right there, and I leveled back out, straight and level flight, and then I started to flare. And touchdown. Right in the center here. Pretty good landing, if I do say so myself. Let's reverse it again here. And play it. Go on the inside here. Go right wing. All right. Get a little bit. It's not quite how it's supposed to be. There we go. That's what I want. Should I do another leg or not? I don't know. It's called X camera. I'm not opposed to another leg. It would have to be kind of short. I do have to go to work tonight. And we're down. It's pretty good. That was a pretty good landing. I'll take that one to the bank any day. What do you guys think? Should I do another leg? Should I fly from maybe Philadelphia to, I don't know, somewhere else? Or fly somewhere else, from a different location to a different location? I'm up for any of that. Philadelphia to Boston. Philadelphia to Boston. What would that be, distance-wise? Let's see, an hour and 20, hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes. That's not too bad. I could do that. Dayted, awesome, man. I remember my first flight. It was, I will never forget it. Yeah, it's pretty short. Probably about, what, 45 minutes in actual cruise, if that. Let's see, I don't see a, there's one. 738. It looks like American Airlines is the only one that. It's the only one that provides a 738 service. 5-hour flight both ways. Nice. Philadelphia to Newark. Let's see, what controllers do we have online? No one in Newark, no one in Boston either. So I could do either one. Boston has a little bit of weather around it, so that'd be a little bit challenging. Let's see here. I don't have. Hundreds American Airlines. All right, makes it just doesn't look too long. let's do this. Let's do the Philadelphia to Boston. We can do that one. And let's go ahead and start the process here of go up. Oh, come on. Oh gosh, it got stuck in that thing again. Overhead, there we go. That's what I needed. Probes come off. Off. Wing anti-collision logos off as well. That goes to steady. It's on auto. Both APU generators on. And we do have ground power available. Go ahead and set that. And ground power here. And doors are still locked. Let me go through the checklist here. And after landing checklist. It's off. Yes. Transponder should be alt off. It is. Flight directors coming off. Cabin lighting light medium. Probes A and B when it is off, and it's yes, yes. Yep, that's done. That's done. Flight deck door open. Okay, so the control panel door goes open, like so. All right. Let's see. Does that now allow me to? Nope. It still says locked. Why is it saying locked? Maybe if I had this off. If it'll let me. There we go. White, bright, white, bright. That's the. I don't know why it's doing that. That's okay. We're good on steady. And engines are going to come off. Come on. God, this thing is always finicky like this. It won't actually want to shut off. Golly. There we go.
Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
1 and 2 coming off. Doors, there we go. Forward entry open. Cargo's open. And forward service will go to open as well. And aft service. Yep, that would make sense. Okay. Open isolation valve comes open. If you bleed on. Fasten seatbelt signs off. Chimes only off. Park, those are off as well. And we are on ground power, so we can kill the APU. And that's as far as we're going to shut it down so that we can actually get ready for our takeoff. Let's go our flight configuration here. We're going to change our to American. Apply the changes.
American Airlines 1.
And getting my stuff set up. No problem, Joshua. Yeah, I'll stay on VATSIM. And dispatch that. And you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I'm basically getting my flight plan and everything ready.